Sam Funk, Corporate Chief Financial Officer and President of Home Services at CLEARLINK. Yeah, so I've been at CLEARLINK for about 3 years, and we've seen dramatic growth, both financially as well as from a people perspective and infrastructure. So I'm certainly proud of what we've been able to do there, but I think what I'm most proud of is how we've grown. So as we've grown, we've been able to, we've focused on processes and making sure it's sustainable and scalable and repeatable, and also how we've treated our people along the way. We've had perks along the way, like 100% healthcare we've been able to offer to our employees, and we've been able to maintain that. It's not always been easy. We've had to figure out ways to make sure that that scales with an ever-increasing organization to well over 1,200 people, but being able to offer some of those smaller company perks as we've grown to a larger company has been very rewarding. So my leadership philosophy is pretty simple. It's hiring smart, passionate, caring people, and then empowering them to do the job that they want to do, and enrolling them into the vision that we set as a team and as a company. That we can go out and really accomplish anything with the right team as they're empowered and as they're passionate about what they're doing. So my approach to managing risk, I think it's really key to understand all the risks that you're going to encounter, including the risk of doing nothing. I think too often I can find myself, or teams can find themselves looking at the risk of taking some action and ignoring the risk of taking no action. And so I think as you look at all the risks, lay them on the table, and then I think it's getting the team together and having a collaborative discussion and really understand all the risks that are before you, weighing out the pros and cons. And a lot of times I've found as you have a deep team conversation, you'll find either mitigating factors to the risks that you thought were too large, or you may find additional risks in what you thought was more of a safe bet. Yeah, so as I look to measure success, it's really understanding what are the true goals. Sometimes you can get caught up, at least I can get caught up on what are short-term goals versus long-term goals, and I may get focused on the short-term and eventually cutting off maybe what would otherwise be a great long-term bet. And so it's really understanding what are all the measures of success, managing to both the short and long-term, and then I think the second piece to that is making sure you have periodic and objective check-ins to make sure that you really understand, are you quote-unquote moving the ball forward, and can you see that, is that demonstrable? Right. I think the most valuable lesson I've learned as a C-level executive is it's how we win is almost just as important as the actual win itself. If you take shortcuts and you don't treat your employees right, your customers right, your partners right, your stakeholders right, those that surround you and really help grow the company, you may accomplish a short-term win, but the long-term is not sustainable. So really understanding how you win is just as important, and making sure you take care of that for the long term. Yeah, some of my personal goals, I think the first is, as I've spent more time as an executive, is really understanding what balance is. It seems like as life goes on, there's less and less time, and so you've got to make judgments and priorities. And so whether that's balance between work and life, family, personal pursuits, it's really understanding, make sure you find a balance in all things that you're doing. I think, certainly from a family perspective, making sure I've got 2 sons that I'm teaching them valuable life lessons and raising them to be great, great future, hopefully leaders of the community, and that'd be exciting.